Good morning, everyone. And if you're listening anytime later than the morning, well, that means you're just listening a little bit later than when we post these podcast episodes, and that's fine. Good afternoon and good evening. I won't say good night because then, well, you're going to bed. That being said, hello, welcome to episode I believe 81 now, and that's okay to be close to 100. That just means a lot of talking about absolutely random topics that you guys are sort of listening to, I guess. If you're watching on YouTube, you are seeing a bit of a different room than last week, which is kind of what I want to talk about this week is your stream room, your game room, your office setup. Now, if you're like me, you've never really had your own office, sort of, to game in, to stream in, to work in, especially if you're a content creator or if you just work from home full time. So this topic kind of not only just goes to streamers out there that have a stream setup, but also just those who work from home and what your office looks like and feels like. So I recently, if you're looking on YouTube, and if you're not watching on YouTube, it's fine. You might have seen it on stream, but recently moved into a new place, which meant new room, new setup, kind of vibe, and all that whatnot. But I went with the dark charcoal kind of gray walls, and I'm really enjoying it. So for the first little while, I didn't have anything on my walls, and as a streamer who has a camera, the background is always pretty important in terms of keeping things. Maybe talking points can be behind you, just your favorite items, your hobbies could be shown through your decor, and just the vibe of the room itself. So, with that being said, if you're watching on YouTube, but I'll describe it anyways, is I went ahead on Amazon and ordered these. They're supposed to be soundproof, sound dampening panels, but needless to say, we all know how that actually works. There's these panels that are wood slats, vertical. You could also put them on your wall, horizontal as well if you want. You could join them together and all that. But I decided to go with these 4 foot long by about 1 foot wide panels, and put some shelves underneath the ones that are coming from the ceiling and on top of the ones coming from the floor up. And I think it actually turned out in a really cool, relaxing, therapeutic type, simple, modern, but still has that woodsy vibe. My desk, as you can see, is kind of a similar natural oak look, is what they call it. Obviously, it's fake pressboard wood, but it is what it is. The panels also have a big foam in the back, a hard foam that you screw into the wall. But I'm hoping that they help with the sound a little bit, but also just that the core piece. And I've gone ahead and put like a high ground keyboard, some plants, and other things on the little shelves that I have up there. I've gotten some really good feedback from the community when I'm live in terms of saying like, wow, the back wall, the whole stream setup looks pretty fun, pretty cool. I still have a few things to do, but what I've noticed is, and this is kind of where the topic comes from today, is I feel like I could come into my office now and actually work offline, which means podcast recording like I'm doing right now, but it also means editing videos for YouTube. It also means just being on the PC doing merch things, watching streams, sending messages, contact with whatever you got to be in communication with, et cetera, et cetera. So, with that being said, it's really cool. It's really fun. So, what it brings me to is I always made my stream setup kind of like my room setup, I should say, wherever it was. What does the background look like for stream? And that's it. And I was just like, whatever's like to my right or to my left or in front of me or whatever behind the desk doesn't really matter. It's not seen on camera. Well, that never really created this positive, this productive type feel, this type energy where walking into an office, walking into a space, into a room made me really want to actually sit there for a while if I wasn't live. Sit there and not play games, but sit there and like work, you know? So if you work from home or anything like that, my suggestion is put some of that decor up. Go on Instagram, go on Pinterest, go on wherever you need to go to look for inspiration, in terms of what those images make you feel. So when you look at someone's stream setup, when you look at someone's office setup, computer setup, whatever it may be, desk setup even, what does that make you feel? And do you want that feeling? So when I looked at the dark charcoal with the wood slats, and I've still got to put some I think I'm going to put some behind my desk that I look at with some lights, maybe some that warm white color. Um, it makes me feel just kind of like relaxed and at peace. And that's a pretty good mind to have when you're trying to be productive. So, with that being said, that's what I went with. Um, it's really easy, especially as a streamer, to just put a bunch of things in the back. And I know a lot of people who love doing that. I see tons of streams out there with like just everything in the back, which is perfectly fine because that's what they enjoy. And then this is what I enjoy, that nice, simple, clean cut, professional look that I think brings out the professionalism. Excuse me. It's a word that I apparently can't say right now. Professionalism in my streams and in my content, all that kind of stuff. So, needless to say, do whatever you want with your room, do whatever you want with your office, but it is very much so 100% possible to create a room, to create a space, an environment that allows you to be more productive in your brain, in your mind, which obviously ends up being, the result in terms of your work that you might be doing offline, or if you're a streamer, while you do it online. So, do whatever you want, but pretty happy with what I've done. And it didn't take long. These just screw into the wall. Pretty fun what you can do in a simple time. So, quick little topic today about your stream setup, about your room setup. Make it so that you actually walk through the door and you're happy. Not what other people might, think and like all that kind of stuff. If you're happy, it really don't matter. So, with that being said, I hope you can be productive today. If you're not being productive today, you should be, at least a little bit. And if the only productivity you've done today is listen to this podcast, thank you. I really appreciate it. We'll catch you next time. Cheers.